now being recorded. So, yun. Good evening sa lahat. Ayan. Ako si TJ Balti and ang re-report natin ngayon is the sexual self. Lesson 2. So, dito sa sexual self, itatakan natin lahat. Ayan, yun, methods of contraception, the sexually transmitted infections, which is the STIs. Next is the diversity of sexual behavior, the chemistry of love, the chemistry of lust, love, and attachment. Also, the phases of human sexual response, clarifying sexual terminologies, and lastly is the perspectives of human sexuality. So yeah, moving on. Alright, sexual self. Yeah. This lesson is designed to discuss facets of human sexuality, such as diversity of sexual behavior, understanding the human sexual response, and identifying sexual orientations, and the differentiating love from lust. Lust. Human sexuality is influenced by physical, psychological, the spiritual, and the cultural factors. Yeah. As sexual beings, people are identified by gender, role, assignment, and perception. Risky sexual behavior that may lead to sexual diseases and unwanted consequences will also be explored. Though some may feel uncomfortable with these topics, it is important to keep in mind discussing this objectively will help the individual deal with the issues that are usually considered taboo. So yung taboo, hindi ko na siya nasama dito sa PPT for some reason kasi hindi ko rin siya napansin. Pero later on, sabihin ko na lang din kung ano yung definition ng taboo. So moving on, the perspectives of human sexuality. So sexual selfhood is defined as how one thinks about himself or herself as a sexual individual. Human sexuality is a topic that, just like beauty, is culturally diverse. For the learner to be able to grasp in its totality, he should be aware of the varied ways in which it can be understood. So dito sa the perspectives ng human sexuality, hindi natin malalaman kung ano, kumbaga, dito natin mas malalaman kung ano yung mga ways or yung mga bagay na dapat natin malaman. Kasi ayun nga, yung human sexuality sa topic na katulad ng human beauty, which is culturally diverse. Kumbaga, malawak siya. So ayan, moving on, ayan, dito tayo sa historical. Ayan, sa historical, in ancient Greece, it is the male that assumes the dominant role. The male symbol, the penis, was viewed as the symbol of fertility, and how the male body was structured was greatly admired. So ayan, dito sa ancient Greece daw, dominant role daw yung mga lalaki kami. May mga lalaki, yun yung male daw yung dominant role ng time na yun. Mas then yung penis, kumbaga greatly admired yung katawan ng mga yung katawan ng lalaki, yung body structure ng isang lalaki. So then, yung penis is the symbol of fertility. Ayan. And then, their wives were considered as objects to be possessed, just like property. Women, on the other hand, were forbidden to own property and had no legal and political rights. So dito mapapansin natin na, kumbaga, mga babae, wala silang silbi. Hindi naman sa walang silbi, kumbaga mas dominant role pa rin ang mga lalaki ng time na yun. Women were not allowed to even read and write. Her only function was to bear children. And pinakatanging role lang ng isang babae is manganak, bear ng children. And the Greek word for woman is gyne, which is bearer of children. So yung Greek word ng gyne, bearer of children sila. Kumbaga, less important lang yung mga babae. Kumbaga, taga-deliver lang talaga sila ng mga bata. Ayan. Moving on. Moving on, the Middle Ages began from 476 up to 1450. So dito sa Middle Ages, bore witness to the strong influence of the church, particularly in matters of sexuality. The church decreed that all sexual acts that do not lead to procreation were considered evil. So yan, women were labeled as either temptress like Eve or a woman of virtue like the Virgin Mary. So dito sa Middle Ages, siguro dito yung mga church daw decree that mga sexual acts that do not lead to procreation, na yun yung mga pag-deliver na mabuntis yung babae, is considered evil. Kumbaga, they just do it na naisip nila na mga church na they just do it for fun, ganyan. Hindi nabubuntis yung, yung babae, although nag-attempt sila na mag-sex, ganyan, hindi is considered evil na agad yan pag hindi siya nag-lead to procreation. So yan. Next one is in the Protestant Reformation of the 16th century began in 1483 up to 1546. So dito, Martin Luther, John Calvin, and the other Protestant leaders initiated the movement against the corruption of the Roman Catholic Church. Protestantism believed that sexuality is a part of natural part. Protestantism believed that sexuality is a natural part of life and that we should be able to marry and have families. And then also, Martin Luther and John Calvin asserted that the reason for sexual intimacy was to strengthen the physical and emotional bond between husbands and wives and not just for procreation. So dito, so itong time na to, itong era na to, mas pina-emphasize nila na talaga dapat na ang sexual intimacy talaga is for pampalakas ng bond ng mag-asawa. Emotional bond, physical, lahat. Na hindi lang basta para magkaroon ng anak, ganyan. Baga dito mas in-explain nila na hindi lang para magkaanak talaga. Ang tawag dito, ang kakain nila is magkaanak lang. Hindi. Para rin basta lumakas yung relationship nila sa isa't isa. So, ayan. And then also yung mga priests, they are also allowed to have families. Next is the 17th and 18th century. So ayan. The Puritans, a group of people who were discontented with the Church of England, rallied for religious, moral, and societal reformation. They had positive views on marital sex and did not condone sex outside of marriage. Premarital sex, therefore, was considered immoral. And so now is the Victorian era, which plays 1837 up to 1901. So, excuse. Homosexuality and prostitution were rampant and considered to be threats to social order. So in this period, the psychoanalytic theory of Sigmund Freud became popular. People in this era were not comfortable in discussing. Wait, tingnan natin baka tayo ay nakamute. Hindi. So yan, going back, in this period, the psychoanalytic theory of Sigmund Freud became popular. People in this era were not comfortable in discussing breast or buttocks. They used other terms like dark white meat or red meat. So dito sa time na to, hindi sila ganoon kasanay makarinig ng mga words like breast, buttocks, ganyan. Baga, gumamit sila ng ibang term katulad ng white meat at dark meat. Yeah. Sex for women was just for a marital duty, and it was assumed that they were pure and asexual. Women were told that they should not enjoy having sex, and if they did, there was something wrong with them. So parang dito sa time na to, pag nakipag-sex ka, they should not enjoy having sex. Kumbaga, pag na-enjoy daw ng isang babae na nakipagtalik sila sa lalaki, may mali sa kanila. Other beliefs that proliferated in this era were ejaculating more than once a month would greatly weaken a man. Masturbation leads to blindness, insanity, and death. Despite all these beliefs, prostitution still flourished in the city of London. So dito, other beliefs that proliferated in this era were ejaculating more than once a month would greatly weaken a man. So dito ng time na yun, pinaniwalaan nila na pag more than once a month nag-ejaculate ang sila lalaki or sa babae, is manghihina sila, ganyan. Kaya na mabubulig sila, ganyan, o kaya worst case scenario is mamatay. Dami na. So, ayan. And the separation of state reduced the influence the church had over sexual norms. So, through the years and in the 20th century, interest in sexuality became more evident and accepted in society. So dito medyo nagde-develop na sila. Mas na-accept nila yung facts and mga bagay-bagay na mga sinasabi ng mga tao. Ayan. The separation of church and state reduced the influence the church had over sexual norms. This is the period when pregnancy can be controlled by natural and artificial contraception. This period is also marked by increased incidence of sexually transmitted infections because of high-risk sexual activity. So dito na rin dumadami yung mga STI, yung mga sexual transmitted infection. Dito na rin gumaganap yung mga contraceptions, yung mga natural yung artificial contraceptions. Ayun. The rise of feminism allowed for changes in employment, home life, and sexual standards for women. Over time, cultural diversity and social norms offered varied views on what today may be considered as sexually normal. So dito mas mas developed na, mas na-explain na, mas normal na sa kanila. Mulat na sila sa realidad na na ay may mga bagay pala na ganito na dapat natin malaman. Na dati, kumbaga, hindi katulad dati na hindi pa sila ganun kagulat. So yan. Diyan yung cover ng historical. So, sa history ng sexual self. So moving on sa biological naman tayo. So knowing the structures and functions of the reproductive system is essential to the understanding of sexuality. In the nervous system, it is the brain that initiates and organizes sexual behavior. Through the process of sexual reproduction, the next generation of human beings are created by the fusion of the egg cell and sperm cell. Yeah, alam din natin yun. Yan. At the start of puberty, changes that happen in the bodies of young males and females are both secondary and primary sexual changes. So ayan, may mga nagtatanong sa inyo kung ano yung secondary tsaka primary sexual changes. Itatakal ko rin yun. So ayan. As was mentioned in the previous lesson, secondary sexual changes are physical changes that distinguish the males from females. So moving on, dito na tayo sa secondary sex characteristics, which is in secondary sexual changes. So ayan. Sa secondary sex characteristics sa male, boys becomes much lower, hair growth on chest, face, underarms, legs, and pubic area. Third one is increase in muscle size. Sunod is yung skin becomes oily and pores enlarge. So dito sa mga lalaki sa akin, take me as an example, yung pag medyo tumatanda-tanda, puberty stage, medyo lumalalim yung boses, ganyan. Tawag dito, kakaroon ng mga buhok sa binti, sa paa, ganyan, sa chest, sa braso, ganyan. Then sunod din yung increase in muscle size, medyo mapapansin nyo rin na medyo lumalaki yung muscle nyo, kaya sabihin natin na medyo payat kayo, kaya medyo mataba kayo, nagkakaroon pa rin ng growth sa muscle, increase. And skin becomes oily and pores enlarge, medyo naging oily na yung mukha natin, like yun naman katulad natin ng mga bata tayo, wala pang puberty stage. Sa female naman, breast enlarge, hair growth under arms and pubic area, hip widens, and yun din, skin becomes oily and pores enlarge. So dito sa hair growth, bakit underarms and pubic area lang? Meron tatanong sa inyo, meron mga babae na may bigote, ganyan. May buhok sa binti, sa legs, may mga balbon sila. Siguro dun sa namana nila yon na meron silang nanay na ganun din. Siguro nakuha nila yung sa nanay nila na may mga bigote sila, ganyan. Dun sa hitanin naman sa legs, meron sila mga pero hindi ganun katulad sa lalaki na sobrang dami. So yung hip widens, medyo lumalapad din yung mga hips nila. So yun din, skin becomes oily and pores enlarge, katulad din sa lalaki. On the other hand, the primary sexual changes that happen during the course of puberty prepare the male and female's body for procreation. This involves changes in the reproductive organs for these parts to attain functional maturity. So sorry, female ovaries begin producing egg cells or the ova, and the male testicles begin producing live sperm cells or the spermatozoa. So ayan, what happens during the course of puberty. This involves change in the reproductive organs for these parts attain functional maturity. Female ovaries begin producing eggs called ova, and the male's testicles begin producing live sperm cells which are called spermatozoa. So, primary sex characteristics. Sa male, yung testes, yung penis, scrotum, seminal vesicles, and prostate glands. Sa female naman, the ovaries, the fallopian tubes, uterus, and the vagina. So, medyo nagiging mature na yung sexual organs ng babae at lalaki. Baga, nagde-develop na yung nila, yung mga sexual organs. Ito may isa. Ayan, medyo nagde-develop na yan nila. Ayan. So, dito may chart ako dito ng human reproductive system para sa male at sa female para mas makita nyo. So, sa male, ayan, yung makita nyo yung ureter, the vas deferens, the seminal vesicle, the prostate, the bulboreferral gland, ayan, ito, the erectile tissue, the testicle, ito, urethra, the penis head, and the epididymis. Female, the uterus, the fallopian tube, fimbriae, the ovarian ligament, ovary itself, the cervix, the endometrium, and the vagina. So dito sa chart na to, makita niyo yung mga kung saan yung mga parts ng ating reproductive system, mga organ. Okay. When intercourse happens between a healthy, sexually mature male and female, then fertilization may take place in pregnancy, or what they call the gestation period begins. The first few weeks of gestation, the internal as well as the external genital structures of all human fetus are the same. The gender of the baby, which is determined during fertilization, is not inconspicuous, meaning hindi pa malalaman ng gynecologist na kung ano yung gender nung bata. Yan. Ikaw hindi physically noted within 16 to 18 weeks of pregnancy. So doon pa lang natin malalaman kung ano yung gender ng bata, ng baby, ng fetus. Lalaki ba siya, babae. So ayan. Chromosomes, which are the thread-like structures found in the nucleus of each cell of the body, are composed of genes, which are the basic unit of heredity. It is the sequence of DNA contained in the genes that gives instructions as to how the body will be structured and how it will function. Human beings have 23 pairs, or 46 to be exact, of chromosomes in the nucleus of each body cell. The first 22 pairs are called autosomes. Hindi pala yung dito, autosomes. The 23rd pair are the sex chromosomes, or the XX or XY, and it determines whether the individual is male or female. Females normally have XX chromosomes as her 23rd pair, while males normally have XY chromosomes. Sa female, normally XX sila, sa lalaki XY. In the early stages of embryonic development, both sexes have similar internal structures. So ano yung similar internal structures? So ano lang yun, yung XX, yung XY yan. Sa babae, kung lalaki, XX. Normally, yung mga chromosomes ng babae is XX, sa lalaki is XY. Bakit nga ba i-explain yung sa chromosomes? Para doon na rin natin malalaman kung paano function structure ng body ng bata, sa DNA at sa genes. And also, yun nga sa pregnancy, hindi pa kagad malalaman kung ano yung gender ng bata unless umabot na siya ng 16 to 18th week ng pregnancy. Females normally have X chromosomes as representative pair, while males normally have XY. So, doon na sila nag-vary. Ay, ayun pala. Ayun lang yung sakop ng aking report mula sa sexual self hanggang sa biological. Yung socio-cultural, hindi, socio-biological or evolutionary hanggang religious hanggang sa matapos is report ng mga ibang grupo. So dito, going back lang, konting takeaway lang dito sa historical at biological and dito sa introduction sa sexual self. Sa historical, hindi pa ganoon kumulat yung mga tao simula sa Middle Ages pa lang. Baga, siguro nung time ni Martin Luther, kung natatandaan nyo, doon na mas nag-develop, doon na nag-i-start, mas na-emphasize yung mga bagay-bagay na kailangan, hindi lang yung sexual intimacy, hindi lang para sa sex, ganyan, para sa procreation, para rin doon sa, para rin pala ito sa, strengthen ng physical bond tsaka emotional bond ng mag-asawa. Hindi lang siya merely for lang, para magkaroon ng anak, ganyan. Then, sunod, hanggang sa ma-develop na, yung sumunod na, lumabas na yung psychoanalytic theory ni Sigmund Freud. Mas rin, mas naging malaking tulong din siya para para mas intindihan ng mga tao kung ano yung mga bagay na kasi nga nung time na yun, yung history natin sa sexual self, hindi sila sanay makarinig ng yung breast or buttocks, hindi sila makarinig ng mga tao ng mga gano'n, yung penis, mga vagina, hindi sila sanay makarinig ng. So yan, all throughout, day by day, ganyan, year by year, mas na-develop, mas na-emphasize, mas na-intindihan nila yung so may lumabas ng mga theory na ganyan, yung for example, yung kay Sigmund Freud, mas mas na-develop, mas na-emphasize yung mga bagay na gano'n para masanay din yung mga tao. Yun lang, sa biological naman, dito rin yung explain ko rin, kung yung mga functions ng mga sexual organs natin, yung mga primary sex characteristics, yung mga primary, tsaka secondary sexual changes, yung puberty, sa puberty na ganyan, ano yung mga bagay na magbabago sa atin, sa katawan natin, mga napapansin natin, mga usual na napapansin natin. And dito rin natin malalaman kung ano yung primary na sexual characteristic, yung primary sexual changes natin. So hindi, yung testes, going back, para maulit natin sa male, sa secondary, yung boys become much lower, hair growth on chest, chest, face, underarms, legs, and pubic area. Increase in muscle size, and skin becomes oily and pores enlarge. Sa female, breast enlarge, hair growth underarms and pubic hair, hip widens, and skin becomes oily and pores enlarge. Yun yung secondary sexual change sa babae at lalaki. At ano yung primary sexual change? Sa lalaki yung testes, the penis, scrotum, and the seminal vesicles and prostate glands. Sa babae naman, is the ovaries, fallopian tubes, uterus, and the vagina. So, ayun. Salamat sa pakikinig and mas malalaman pa natin yung mga dapat natin gawin. Pag may mga encounter tayo mga STI, ganyan, kung may mga tanong kayo na paano pag ganito, ganyan, mga contraceptions na kailangan gamitin, ganyan, yung mga dapat natin gawin pag ganyan. So, din malalaman natin sa iba natin sa iba kong kagrupo na i-discuss nila yung mga parts nila. So, ayan. Thank you. Na-record.